How you guys doing out there? This is Ricardo De Jesus, Vice President, My Response Corp. We're being asked basically how we came across opening this company and coming across how we got into biohazard, water, mold, fire restoration. I worked for the fire department. I was probably on the job a couple of years and started coming across, I was in a bad area, we started coming across all these...
Wait, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm trying to interrupt,
You're supposed to talk. You let me talk, Rick. Rick is like a lawnmower.
I was feeling it on that one.
I was feeling it on
Yeah, it's never going to be the same now.
I was in my moment. Come on, we're mold.
You guys have been doing great. And loosen up. Don't worry about being...
La 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 la.
By the way, my name is Manny Pozo. I guess I'm the president since he's the vice president of BioResponse Restoration. All right, go ahead. So tell us.
All right, so hold your time.
So they just asked us, how did we start our business? Go ahead. Why don't you
How did we start our business? Years ago, back in 2001 or so.
7 years ago.
I've been working for the fire department, working in a bad area where we saw a lot of trauma, a lot of fatalities, a lot of murder scenes, homicides, stuff like that was showing around.
Feel good stuff.
Yeah, feel good stuff, everyday stuff. And came across this home one time where a woman was murdered in her home, and we were asked to clean that. And it's just not something that we do as a fire department. We come in, we check on the body, and then the scene is turned over to police once we notify that it's a deceased person. And along those lines, I started thinking, is there companies out there that do this for people? How do they find help? I didn't know what to tell the lady. I didn't know to tell her, call this number so they can take care of the mess. I didn't know what to tell the family, So at that point, one night, maybe 6-7 months later, it was Manny Pozo. We're in the yard. We had dinner, having a couple drinks in the backyard.
No, you're not remembering this right. You came to my house with a 6-pack of beer. You showed up at my house going, "I've got an idea."
In my backyard.
No, it wasn't. It was my house. I remember it was my house.
back patio.
No, it was not. It was at my house. I remember you.
Obviously, you had too many drinks. You went home to think about it.
You came to my house. You came to my house. And you did this whole thing about, bro, you're the business person. I got an idea first, but we're gonna make some money on this. And I told you, you're crazy. You're nuts. I'm not gonna be a crime scene cleaner. That's just not what I do at that time. I was a pharmaceutical rep. I had failed trying to start a few little businesses, including trying to make a movie. But I was essentially a business guy, and I told him he was crazy. We drank the beers, but the next day I kept thinking about it. And I started looking up on the internet and found out that there was only one company out of Broward doing this for the whole Tri-County area. And at that point I realized kind of like the basics of business, right? Supply and demand. There's got to be a lot of crime going on down in South Florida, and there's only one company to clean all this stuff up. So at that point I called them up. We got our $10,000 each. We bought a bunch of supplies, and we had, remember that first training we did? That was at your house.
That was at my house.
Yeah, so we trained.
$10,000 pulling out of the bank account wasn't a good thing. Back then.
Yeah, exactly. Back
then. It was a lot of money.
And at that first training, we had about 4 guys, all these young guys trying to be firemen, and we trained them on how to properly clean up crime scene. Which at the time there was no certifications, there was no classes, there was nothing like that.
Introduction to bloodborne pathogens.
That's it. And we kind of were figuring it out as we can. So we had at this point we started this company, spent $20,000. We have a van, we got the corporation, and then for 3 months, not one call.
Not one call. Expenses and no income.
So then when did we get that first call?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So
Thanksgiving in the afternoon.
He calls me on Thanksgiving, and he says, "I got great news. We got our first job." And yes, I'm happy. He goes, "But I got bad news." I'm like, "What is it? We got our first job. What are you talking about?" He goes,
"No one's answering their phone."
None of those 4 people are answering their phone.
You gotta come with me.
And by the way, I made an agreement with them, a verbal agreement with my friend from high school. I will never ever clean this stuff up. That's disgusting. That's nasty. I'll be the business guy. I don't do cleaning. So then what'd you ask me?
So that's not all you got. So they said, "All right, don't worry, just go and stand there." We arrive here in the afternoon. We're in between homes. We're both going to visit different relatives throughout the day on Thanksgiving. I'm having lunch at my in-laws and then having dinner at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. This is the in-between. We go to check out this job. We arrive on scene. He meets me there. We're outside. Police officer's like, "The body's still inside."
Mm-hmm. Actually, you're forgetting, we beat the police officers there.
Actually, yeah, we did
beat
them
there.
Yeah. So we get to the cop, basically comes up to us, the body's still inside, and we're like, "Well, we're here to clean this. when you guys are done with the crime scene, clear the crime scene, we're here to clean this up for the family. Police officer looks at us and goes, okay, well, come with me, I'll let you see a portion of it without interfering with the crime
I'm like, I'll stay here.
And that's
I'll
when
stay
Manny
here.
decided to go back to the vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, no, I'll stay here. I'll just get things ready or whatnot.
So,
And but the other part, sorry to cut you off, but the other part too that I didn't even think about during this whole process, I'm just thinking about, making money in this business venture. That we rolled up and there was the mom and a sister of the person that had committed suicide. So, the whole grieving side of this, I never even considered that we're going to be walking into, at a time when people are at their worst, right? It's the worst thing that can happen in somebody's family, and we're walking in this, and this is the first time I do this, and at that point the doubt starts to creep in. What the hell am I getting myself into? So yeah, day one, I already broke the partnership that we had. I'm gonna clean the blood matter, and I'm gonna possibly see a dead person.
So needless to say, we get into the evening, we agree with the family that we'll be there in the evening after the crime scene's been cleaned out. Basically cleared is what it is. And I don't know, what do you think? 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night?
After Thanksgiving dinner.
Both half in the bag by that evening?
Yes.
Yes, after Thanksgiving dinner. Probably, so we get there, show up, we suit up. I look at Manny, Manny's looking at me, he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So I was like, look, I'll clean everything. All I need you to do is keep the box open with the bag open so I can get everything inside of it. So basically that's how we went forward. It was a fairly simple cleanup. It wasn't nothing too crazy for our first one. And we got through it, finished the job, got a six-pack, headed home.
And I'll never forget, we had to collect. And then, so we had to collect, the family member was the one that was paying. We had to go to their house in Coconut Grove, and I knock on the door. I don't even know what to charge. I just throw out the money, gives me the money, he goes, finally, that son of a bitch did it. And he did it, and he had to do it on Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh, great start to our career as crime scene cleaners. So that was the beginning. So that was our story of how we started as crime scene cleaners and how Bio Response Corp at the time happened. Now, if you want to subscribe, you'll be able to hear some more stories, some gruesome stuff. And the next one we have for you is how actually Bio Response Restoration got started.
Thank you.
Good job.